the record. And then I'll share my screen just to kick it off. So, yep. So welcome everyone to Heels on Fire. I took a little bit of a hiatus there because I did have a death in my family. So we didn't have these sessions for a little while, but we're back on track, and there will be more to come. So a little bit about, so Heels on Fire is being presented as part of the RE Investing in Heels, where we empower women to ditch their 9 to 5, and we're, women empowering women, women supporting women in this Facebook group. A little about me. I'm a real estate investor. I've been investing for 4 years. I'm also now a dedicated success coach for real estate investing. I've got 4 years of experience. I have right now in my portfolio 6 properties. I've had more in the past and I've sold off. I'm in both BC and Alberta. I started investing when I was 50, so it's never too late to invest. To start investing. Too late is when you're in your grave, I would say. So, so I specialize in, financial strategies, joint venture partnerships, I do hands-on property management of both long-term, mid-term, and short-term rentals. So I'm also been actively involved in, private lending and in in land equity investments, land equity investments. So across apartment funds, land development, and syndicated mortgages. Right now, a majority of that is using my registered funds in that. And in August, I transitioned. I ditched my 9 to 5 job, not going back to corporate anymore to pursue my passion of being a professional real estate investor. So I'm heading towards land development now. So moving from, you won't see those properties probably increase, it may decrease, and moving into, really developing land, because with the government, all the different rules they're putting in place these days, it doesn't seem that profitable for us to hold properties, but we definitely need more housing out there. So land development is the direction I'm heading in, along with doing, being my real estate success coach. So I help people, real estate investors, find their personalized real estate investing strategy for those that are stuck and not knowing like which strategy is right for me. I help them with that. I also help real estate investors scale effectively, start putting in processes and tools in place, and free tools to be exact, until they're ready for, bigger, better things. They can then go to the paid version, but using that to really set them up for success. So that's a little about me. On to today's presentation, where we've got Revolutionizing Real Estate Investing with Diana Lizaraza, right? Is that correct, Diana?
Lizarazo.
Lizara? How do you pronounce it?
Lizarazo.
Lizarazo?
Yeah.
Okay, Lizarazo. So Diana is, knowledgeable and experienced real estate investor herself. She's in Southern Ontario. She's done burrs and flips, private lending. She's also into like resource management and events, and her vision is to support the real estate investors on their journey to success by delivering valuable content, tools, resources, and events. So Diana and I have a little bit of synergy there in what we like, but we're going to at it from two different
Different ways. Yeah.
directions there, and we are looking to really help each other in the process too. So our presentation is, we'll look at a tool that Diana has developed called REI FAM, and look at it, how it can enhance your credibility through your profile building and endorsements, and their advanced functions within it around facilitating global connections, because I think that's what Diana's dream to do, is to help put people together through her system. So, and these features, are valuable for real estate investing professionals, mentors, investors alike. So, really making that connection online. So, without further ado, I will hand it over to you, Diana, to tell a little bit more about yourself. And let me just change the
Yeah, thanks so
security
much.
on here in case you want to share.
That'd be perfect.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks for having me
is it
on.
allowing you to share already?
No, no, it's not.
Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, that should now.
And you'll have to stop sharing. So
Yep.
like,
Well,
yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Actually, I'm in shock that you're 50. You do not look like you're 50 at all. So he's like,
not
oh,
even with all no makeup on right now.
no, yeah, I was like, excuse me, 50? Oh my God,
I
you
am
do.
actually 54. I started when I was 50.
Yeah, I know. So I was just like, my God, you look amazing for 50. That's my goal. Look at 52. So yeah, I wanted to also start a little bit more about me because I think people probably do find it weird. It's like that I've created an application. I actually come in a background of I was an engineer. I actually do consulting. I actually created applications for companies. I would specifically create business processes for companies. So I'd help digitize them. So this is very close to my wheelhouse of actually like what I do. And to be honest, I thought that life of me was over. And then for some reason, I just started, you start seeing like that consulting side of me came back where you start seeing certain problems coming up and you find you're like, I could provide some solutions for people that could really help out. And that's where this came from. So this is a platform like we said, for communities. So different communities to come in like that. Like I hope this to be a global thing where everyone from all different kinds of countries are coming in because that's where you'll really see a lot of the benefits of this application is when you're seeing like large groups of people coming in. And so here you can see like that it says, like global search capabilities, enhanced visibility, collaboration, and efficiency, single solution, and then building your credibility and showing off your properties. So these were basically the things that I found that were so important, things that were missing in our industry, in the real estate investing industry, that just like we needed help with. So I just want to start with the first. I made it look very simple. I wanted to look very intuitive, so very similar to like also social networking platforms. You have like the news feed. Obviously, there's different enhancements in here because you can, show off your properties. You can have the members list. I mean, that exists everywhere. You can there's like an events calendar. There's forums, groups. So there's a lot. And then one of the great things that's been added in is there is an app and it works for Android and for Apple iOS products. So this is something that I also love that I've added in. And so I wanted to start with your like that. One of the things we're talking about that I think is so important is searchability. Like being able to find the people that you need, and I feel like the biggest problem I see is finding, for example, like who are all the flippers in Toronto? Who are the flippers or like who's in multi-unit in Texas and in Austin, Texas, for example. So this was something that I felt like it would be really nice if we had a platform where you could actually search people or search types of people. So I just wanted to show this area here where you have the different searches. You have like the generic search, and then here you can start, search by the investor or search by the mentor or searched by professionals, which are basically that's the three types of people that are involved in the real estate investing industry. So I've categorized, and you can see I've categorized people into those different categories, those three different categories. I wanted to show Debbie's profile because she has a beautiful profile that I think really displays like the what you can do with this application. So again, the top very similar to the social applications. You have your profile, you have your cover page. But then here's where you can really start diving into the things that you can actually share about who you are. You start off with, the generic information that you would like to share, but then you start getting into like that, for example, like the investor details where you can actually provide what are the different strategies that you work on, which then people can actually find you, right? And you can, for example, like that, you can also do the different cities and countries that you work and you invest in this case, right? So it's like these kind of things are so important to help people become more searchable and become found. And another great thing of this is actually this also helps even like if you do a search on your name, you will find your profile on Google. So this actually is even it comes out and you'll find yourself on Google. So even if someone searches your name on Google, they'll actually this profile will come out. And then so because Debbie's a mentor, so she also filled out her mentor profile. So similar things, like what kind of mentor is she? Like who does she serve? What type of coaching does she do? And again, the locations, which locations, like who is she able to train, right? And then the same. So this for me was I found things that were missing that we couldn't really put anywhere else that I just thought was so important because this one helps to find out, build that credibility, be able to actually know who it is, and like that, like who are the people that you're serving, what it is that you do. And so this was a profile that I thought was important to have. Another thing, we'll go into the properties. You can also set up a property, which I think is important too. And then you're also able to provide reviews. So you can actually give reviews on people. That also helps with building out your credibility. So the next one I wanted to talk about like that is the properties. So when you're looking at a property, I tried to make it look very similar to MLS, and it's going to change. But the other one was like an assignment, so that specific person is trying to sell, do assignment sale. This one is mine specifically, and so this is a past historical project. So here, there's the flexibility that you can like you're doing a fund and you're trying to find let's say money for a project, or like that you're trying to sell it off, you're trying to sell off a wholesale. So this is kind of all encompassing that you can decide to use it in whatever way you want. And like I said, it looks very similar to MLS with a few enhancements depending on how you use it. For example, in this case is because it's historical, you are able to put the details of how the project went. And then here, this is my favorite part, which again, it's all about building the credibility, is project insights. Here's where you can actually talk about, what are the problems that you encountered and how did you solve this? And this is a very crucial part for whatever kind of investor, mentor, or professional you are, right? Because here you see, like, how are you at solving problems? And a person can come in when someone can come in, let's say a newer investor can come in and learn from your mistakes. Or they can come in and be like, I really like the way this person solves the problems and I would like to work with them or be a client of theirs. So to me, I love this section because you can talk about your the problems you've encountered. It really, this part is like where you can really even more build your character, which on top of that obviously builds the credibility um for you. But it builds credibility and trust. So this is same thing that I just found so important to have there. And events. And then here's events. So I just wanted to show all of them. So these are like we went live in September, so that's how you could see them. But just to give you an idea that this is a calendar, you can see like what's going on, and you can pick like, hey, what events going on. So it's like a nice consolidated place where you can actually check, what's going on this week and what events are going on or what shows are on, what webinars are going on. And then you have like you can also do it in a calendar based type of thing too. So for example, these are the ones that were going on in November. Um, So yeah, this is the calendar, and same thing. This was something that personally one of the problems I was having. Can't keep track of all the events going on, and I would not normally find myself, if anything, missing events because I was just so busy in my own thing and wouldn't keep track of everyone's single accounts. So this is just nice like that. You can see like what shows are going on or what events, whatever anyone posts. And then the last one is the groups. So here's very similar to LinkedIn, Instagram, except it has more enhanced features, but you can create groups. And I'm going to show mine. I have a networking event, which actually comes with the paid membership where you can join the virtual networking events. So in here, just to give you an idea of to show the difference, because there are lots of similarities where we have the feed. But one of the things that to me makes this very different to others is that you can actually have discussion forums. So in here, you can, in my case, I'm using them to organize my networking events. So I did them by year, but this could be organized by topics. It really depends on what the group purpose is. And you can just organize it the way you want. And then you just have your discussions. So for example, here you can see these are specifically the videos that have been happening. Sorry, the virtual events that have been happening and just what the topics were about, and I mean actually the actual discussion and everything. So this is, for example, what I'm using it for, but other people would use, for whatever they think is best. So that in a nutshell is my social networking platform. I don't know if
And
you,
I have a question for you.
yeah.
If I'm doing for people that are doing land development, you've got properties. Um, can they use that properties tab for it? And how do you see them like setting it up?
Yeah, so it'd be the same thing, like when you do MLS, you see, for example, land for sale. And like I said, you could do it, really depends on the ways you want to do it, right? Because
Hmm.
you could do, for example, like you could do the whole process. So you could be like starting off, you're doing the funding, right? And you
Yes.
show it off and you're just doing a funding and you're just showing those levels of information. But then you can switch it to you're currently working on it. And you can even show like progress update pictures if you wanted. You can put more details, right? Because I feel like at the beginning, you know,
You
maybe
don't
for
have
example,
as much. Yeah. Just a piece
yeah,
of
and you
land.
may have more, for example, like estimate numbers, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like while you're going through the process, or especially specifically like once you're ending it, maybe your numbers might start changing because these were the final results,
Hmm.
So it's like you may do the numbers on like this is how we see the performa happening. But now when you're in historical, now you're more thinking like this is actually what ended up happening, how it
Hmm.
went, right? So it can definitely evolve and you decide, do I want to do a whole thing, start from the very beginning, go to the end? Or, for example, for mine, I just did like the historical, a past project that I had done in the past. Or you saw this other person who he was assigning, like looking to assign a deal. So he put it as an assignment and just like for him, it was more of a sales page.
Hmm.
Right. So a sales page would even be, I feel like for raising funds, you'd probably have it kind of like a sales page, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it's very versatile that you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. Because I found that to be very important, right? Like that, like some people are not. The other purpose of this is people are not very technically savvy. And for example, let's say for them to put up a website or to be able to create a profile or to create their properties, maybe very like not fun for them and they don't want to do it, right? And you can just basically, you could basically give your link. You could be like, hey, give your link for your account, be like, check out the properties I have, check out my profile. Like it's almost its own little sales pitch, right? Because it just has who you are, what are your properties, what are your reviews, right? It's like all in one place where you can just
hmm.
give people your link and be like, check me out. Has all the details. You don't even need to have a website if it's too complicated because it just is formatted nicely and you just have to put in the details.
Hmm. I've had people reach out, like speak to me and think it would be really cool if we could all, like everybody with short-term rentals could kind of support each other. And then do you have, is there a way already to put in like your short-term rental links or anything like that? Or do you see that as something you're going to expand to do?
So what do you mean like short-term rental length?
So people who are, have short-term rentals, it'd be, what I've been hearing from others, and I think it's cool too, if we can support each other. So instead of going through Airbnb, etc., we want to, because I see people post on Facebook. Anybody have? I'm going to, Texas. Anybody have any short-term rentals there? Or I'm going to the Okanagan. Anybody have any short-term rentals there? So, just a place to showcase, and we know for where real estate investors have short-term
Yeah.
rentals.
Yeah, I mean, like that, like it's to be honest, even the properties, for example, could be used like professionals could use it. For
Mm-hmm.
example, like contractors to show the projects they've worked on, right? So it's a very a versatile tool that you can really decide to use it in whatever way you want and whatever way works best for you and for
Mm-hmm.
your needs.
So if
Yeah.
we select strategy under their short-term rentals, maybe it's a way we can promote it to say, okay, if you're looking for a short-term rental somewhere, um, maybe look up in properties and search on the short-term rentals. Would that be a way of doing it?
Say it again. So if you select short-term
So
rentals and
if
then
you've got like your the properties ones that, so if we tag it as short-term rentals in there, because you've got strategies, and one of the strategies is short-term rental, would a person be able to search then by location and short-term rentals and be able to find those?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
You can definitely like search the properties too. And yeah, same thing as the members I was showing. You can do the exact same thing. You can search by, for example, like you said, specific strategy, search by
Hmm.
for location.
And then reach out to those people to say, hey, I'm in that area. Are your places available? Do you have
Mhm.
any?
Yeah, yeah,
So
because they
yeah.
are like connected to it, so you can see who it is.
Hmm.
And so yeah, so you're yeah, that's a great idea. I never thought of it in that sense, but it does have that capability that like you know who it is,
Hmm.
so you can send them a direct message and ask them about their property. Or even I mean, you could do a public post if you want to, whichever way.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would be definitely a way that it could definitely be used.
Yeah, I think that your platform can definitely do that capability that I've been, hearing people saying, oh, it'd be good if we had a place that we could all like share our short-term rentals on. So,
Yeah, because that's very true. There's a lot of people, we're always trying to look to support each other in a certain way, right? So, and
hmm.
it's like you said, if you're like, oh, I'm going to go to BC and
Hmm.
I go to Victoria, like which investor has it? And you're like, oh, look, this person has it. I know them. I want to support them.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great
So
idea. I didn't think of it in that way, but yeah, for sure, it definitely could be done that
there we
way.
go. Something to
Yeah,
promote.
something to promote. Yeah.
Yeah, post your short-term rentals in this platform.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's I feel like where we're all at, right? Trying to help promote and help each
Mhm.
other out, especially in these times.
I think the other great thing I liked about, your platform, that's why I was asking about land development, because I'm going in that direction. And is from a securities perspective, we can't go out on social media and promote and say we've got this, those kind of things on there. So I think this would be an opportunity. Like, we're not promoting it, we're saying here's what I'm doing, here's what my performer is looking like, and you can
Mm,
share those details without, you know and it's not there in
like
out
the
in there in social media where securities commission can search and
and
so.
I mean, which what you usually do with the performa is like you're putting in whatever to what level of information you want to show in there.
Hmm. But at
Because
least
that's
it's not
another
out
thing that
there
I
on social
wanted to
media.
make it actually very important was that also it's not mandatory, for example, to put an address in because a lot of people like to, for example, keep that
Hmm.
confidential. So that was one thing where it's like you have the ease ability to decide, like, okay, but like I'm gonna say it's from Toronto, but I'm not gonna say where it is. Like that's what I did. Like I have no problem saying that I did a flip in Toronto, but I can't say that I would feel comfortable putting an address in there.
Yeah. So I think this is great. That's, your platform is great using that properties to really, for people who are looking, because it says in what stage to, so people who are looking for investors can, kind of post in there, and then anyone looking to invest as a financial partner could look for people who are, in that stage of raising capital. So
Percent and like I said, you could easily either you give them like your link of your membership, or not your member, sorry, your member account, your profile, and it has everything there, or you give them the link of the specific property, and I
property,
mean it
yeah.
links back to you anyway, so then they can be like, hey, like I would love to check out their profile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Brittany, any questions for Diana?
For like adding pictures and things like that, is there certain formats that it needs to be in, like that type of thing?
Yeah, there is some formats and it says there, but it's pretty versatile. Like you could do any type of like the JPEGs or um it does like all the standard whatever images that you're allowed to do.
Perfect.
So the unpaid version, Diana, I noticed that it's 10. The limit on there for photos is 10 photos in there. Um, is for the paid version, do you go up? Do you get to add more photos, or is it always 10?
For the paid is actually 10. So for the free
Okay.
version, you
Hmm.
can't actually create a property.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right.
So the free version, I guess to compare the difference between the two, I
Hmm.
would say it's for the hobbyists, the newbies that are like just diving in, maybe looking for some support. But then once you go into paid membership, you're like that. You're wanting to start building credibility. You want people to start getting to know you. So you're putting more information like that, the properties, maybe leaders in the industry that you're wanting to create groups, and you're wanting to create like that, you're wanting to create the properties. So it's the free version is more for people that are just looking to learn off other people, maybe make connections, like who are the mentors, who are investors, and
And
figuring out
look
like,
for experts too. They can find,
yeah,
with the free version, you can find experts in there.
exactly. Yeah, you can find all of them, right? Find all the any mentors that you want, any professionals, any investors, and yeah, and it's I would say like it's more of like on the learning side that you like more the freer for people that want to like learn and connect with people, but may not be ready to like level up and be like I'm going to start showing credibility or I want to show off my properties or something.
That's awesome. Any other
And that's one
questions,
thing
Brittany?
also I found that was actually important is I wanted to make sure that it will always have a free version because I think it's very important to have it be all encompassing, that it's just not, intermediate to experienced investors. Like if someone's curious about it, they should be able to go in and like learn and see what it is, or like the hobby is like they're maybe once in a while buying a property or thinking about it. So for me, like that part for it being free, I think is so important that it's just very inclusive to allow all different types of people to come in.
So are you looking to also get, like, you're looking to get realtors in this? So if anyone on the RE investing group that are realtors in there, this would be a great place for them to also,
Yeah, like
put
so
their information in.
professionals would be like realtors, lawyers, accountants, contractors, plumbers, um, basically like building out like the Rolodex in every category, right? For all the investors, all the different types of investors out there, who are all the different types of mentors out there, who are all the different types of professionals that are there.
Mhm. Brittany, what did you like about it? What
Uh,
resonated with you?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's kind of a combination of, it reminded me of like social media and a dating app. Like if they had a real estate baby, that's what like that's what it kind of reminded me of. Like you have your own profile and it looked, the setup was very similar to social media and whatnot. So that I'm very familiar with, but then you could write more in depth about yourself, and so I thought that was very cool. And you're right, with all the limitations on social media right now, you can't share as many details as maybe you'd like. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, and I did. I actually purposely tried to make it very similar to social media applications, just for the learning curve. I was just like, if you're used to seeing these way of things, like it just makes it so much easier for a person to go in there and be able to figure it out without being like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Because they're already used to it from other applications. So I definitely did try to make it as user friendly as possible. That was definitely one of the big goals.
Mhm.
Very cool.
So, my ask of everybody there that's going to watch this video is that really reach out to. I'll actually share the link in. We can share the link in the comments of this video to go to into the application. So our ask will be for everybody to sign up in there. We've got 117 members in there right now. And we really want to see that grow because that's where we're going to get the benefits. So if everybody can sign up in there, sign up for the free version if you want to start with, get used to it, get your profiles created in there. And if we've got realtors and professionals, this is the place to get in now. And as we grow, so I think I think it's exciting. I think it's something that is definitely needed in
I
in
agree.
in
Yeah.
our in our niche that we're in our market. And yeah, more and more, like we're opportunities to collaborate and search capabilities is key. Yeah, finding, because we're always calling, like, does anybody know a realtor in this area? Or I just got a text actually on a realtor in BC, and do you know a good lawyer in this area and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah. And like that, I had a friend that told me that was exactly that. She's like, my community is on Ontario. I happened to buy a property in Manitoba. I asked my community, and she's like, nobody
that's
responded to
why.
my message. And she's like, if I had a platform like this where I could just search myself, then you can see like you could even see like who you're connected with, like, oh, this property manager has is connected with these people, or like the reviews, like, oh, they've been reviewed by these people, and it just kind of like helps people a lot more in so many different ways. Even if you go to like networking events, feel like something like this, like you combine it and you can, let's say, be more strategic about even going to the networking events. Because maybe like there's times where we get into like this hustle mode. Like there's times where you're just networking and wanting to meet. But I feel like there are also times, at least for me, that have come up where like I'm on a mission. Like I need to, like, I need to find a specific person. And if you like have these people and for example, like who's going to an event, to be like, you can be strategic, like, oh, I need to meet this person because they said they're going to the event, and you've seen their profile, there's someone that you need to talk to, so it just like helps in being very strategic in the way you also start talking to people too.
Mhm. That's awesome. Well, Diana, I have my last for my 5-week program. It's wrapping up this week, so I'll get my students to sign up on this because they should have their personalized real estate investing strategy like in their mind now, like after
Mhm.
they've done all the assessments and SWOTs, so they can set themselves up and know exactly what they're heading towards. So we'll get them in there, and I'll get them to do some reviews for me
Awesome.
in
Yeah, yeah,
there
exactly,
for my
exactly.
coaching program.
Build up that profile.
And so I'll definitely, direct my students your way in there. So because I can definitely see the advantages of that.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for the support, and thanks for having me on. This is fun to chat about it. It's my little passion project, and I don't know if you can tell, but I just feel really love it, and I think it just can help people so much.
Definitely. And I know, Diana, you said to me, so if there are features in there that people are seeing, that are also seeing that they would love to have in there, you can reach out to Diana and give her your feedback for,
Yep.
because she's
And we
the one
even
building
have
it.
a section actually in the forums where people can post those kind of things actually, and we keep track of them, so then we can like add them to the list and like schedule them in, figure out how to get it done, and like that. This is meant for the people, right? So it's just like if you see something, definitely let us know because we can put it in. There's a huge benefit. If there's a huge need, we'll definitely put it in. Some things may be slower than others, but I'm sure sooner or later we'll make it in.
So Diana, how much is the paid version?
The paid version is, I forget right now, it's 200 and I think like 76 a year. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess right. 276 a year. And
200.
actually the first month is free. So even if you want to do the trial period, check it out for the first month, just play around with the features, you can definitely do that because you have 1 month to cancel. So yeah, the first month is also free. And then it's like
Okay.
that, 276
So they
for
can
one.
go in, they'll pay for it, but they get the first month free, and then the year starts after that first month. So they can set up things, play around, and then if it's not for them, they can reach out to you and you'll refund it. Is that
It
how it
actually
works?
doesn't charge. So
Okay.
you give your credit card information and everything, but it won't charge after that month. So you
Okay, so
have
they just have to cancel before if it's
cancel it.
not for
Yeah.
them.
So it doesn't charge you anything up front. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's as long as you cancel before the month, nothing even gets charged.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Any last minute ads, Diana? Did you want to call out about it?
Um, just basically saying that, like that, I just see this application being something that's going to transform the way the real estate investing industry works. It's just like I think it's create giving so much capabilities and helping people out so much that like that. My vision is that we can hopefully make this worldwide and that you can really see the benefits. I mean, even if it's Canada wide, you'll really start getting the benefits, but just so many people are starting to move around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to US, lots of people going to Costa Rica. So it's just like if everyone was in here, just the even expanding out would be so much easier because you just be like, who are the lawyers in Florida? Who are the cross-border CPAs for Canada, US? Like just having all these people there could really ramp up things and make it easier for you. Would make it, I feel like, less scary to go to another place because you just have your Rolodex right there that you can search from. So
I'm
that's
all
my
about one-stop shops, like as money, like I have like right now I have got just too many applications and trying to remember all the passwords and go here for this, go there for that, go that for that. So I love the idea of having like this in one. It's just like right now I'm working with another startup company building a CRM that's got the calendar in it, that's got the email marketing, that's got splash pages that I don't have to go out and rush to make my website, and all of those you can pay in it. So it's yeah, I love that because like you, Diana, my background is pro sci change management and process improvement, lean. And using lean and lean Six Sigma. So yeah.
You're definitely in the same area.
Yes, definitely. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Diana. And thank you, Brittany, for being our one and only person on the call.
Thanks for letting me.
No, thanks for having me on. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun to chat about my application.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about it, and we'll help you get some more people in it so that we can really start seeing the benefits of it.
Awesome. And actually, that would be the last thing I didn't realize I would say. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, there's a QR code, and that is if you use that QR code, it will track the people that you bring if you give that to people to register through there. If you get 3 people in each month, you get the memberships you get it for free as long as you're like maintaining the number of people that you come in. And it's right now it's just 3 new members, and it's not even like free paid. There's no like it has to be paid. It's just like as long as 3 people are registering each month, you get the pro for free.
So the QR code knows it's coming from you, like
It's
because
Yeah, each person, once you create an account, you have your own unique QR
QR
code that,
code. Okay.
so you can just use that, and then you can, and then like that when if someone uses your QR code,
Mm-hmm.
it registers even who it was, and yeah, and then it knows like, and it'll track
Okay.
that for you too.
Yeah, because I'm already thinking like getting my mortgage broker in there, getting, some of the realtors friends that I have, and getting them to get in there. So
And like
that's
that,
nice.
even if there's like a heavy month where you get like a whole bunch of people, like it flows through. Like it's not like you lose them and it's only for that 1 month. You know, if you get like 10 people in 1 month, that kind of will flow for the next 3 months. So yeah. Right now, like that, my mission is just like I want people to see the benefits that this thing can really bring to the community. So for me, it's just like right now, it's just bringing awareness, sharing this, because once there's like a good amount of people in there, you'll really start seeing the benefits more than even now. Like, yeah, you had the really good profiles, but once you get people in there, you'll just see so much more that it can do.
Mm-hmm.
Help.
Because we'll be able to search that gamut
That.
of professionals that are in there.
Mm.
Mm. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Diana. I love seeing women doing big things and helping, moving things forward and promoting women. So thank you for being on, and we'll have you back again maybe in a few months.
Yeah, I would
Hopefully
love
we'll
that.
have
Yeah.
more people in there and we can demonstrate a bit more of the capabilities.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for having me on. It was so much fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and have a wonderful evening. Take care.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.